Hello, everyone. Very good day to all of you. I am Tissa, the World Brain Day Chair, and I'm welcoming you all for World Federation Neurology YouTube channel to yet another story. Today, I am going to introduce you to a unique person with a lot of promise. We welcome Anindita, a young lady who is interested in neuroscience research. She is from a different background, but let's hear from her. Anindita, very good day to you. Tell us and tell our audience who you are and where you are and what you do these days.
Yes, for sure, Professor Tissa. Thank you so much, firstly, for having me here. I'm really honored to be here. And as for my introduction, my name is Anindita Bhowmik, and I'm a very recent graduate of the University of Toronto, St. George campus. And I recently graduated with a major in neuroscience and a double minor in biology and Buddhism, psychology, and mental health. Currently, I am a research assistant in one of the labs at U of T, known as the Wisdom and Identity Lab. And I'm assisting my supervisor in studying a group where I look at, where I associate cognitive factors in order to depict the participant's wisdom level. And I have previously actually been associated with a non-profitable organization for 2 years. And in the name of the organization is Hemoglobal. And I and my teammates, we raised and we worked together to raise awareness and funds for children who are suffering from very dangerous and life-threatening blood diseases in Sri Lanka and India, to be specific.
Excellent. So you already collected a lot of experience. So I think your background is uniquely poised with the issues that we deal with at this point of time. And I think we can all do a lot with enhancing our wisdom levels, given that we are in the middle of a global pandemic. As we both have seen some of the best things of humanity coming out of fellow human beings, and occasionally some of the worst coming out of fellow human beings also. I think our job is to continue to promote goodness, as power of goodness is unmatched and unparalleled. Anindita, as you are aware, I am representing World Federation Neurology. You probably know that neurological disorders are the leading cause of disability worldwide. In fact, as it is, whether we like it or not, every 1 out of 3 of us are knowingly or unknowingly suffering from a neurological disorder. That could be migraine, that could be Parkinson's disease, or neuroimmunological disorders such as multiple sclerosis. And you also touched upon mental health. I think one of the subjects that you took was looking at some of the ancient philosophical things and then putting that to promoting and improving mental health. As you all know, as you know very well, mental health doesn't come from your foot, they come from your brain. And despite this, there is a lack of access to the neurological care and mental health care globally, including where I am based at this point of time. And I do know that you were born in Bangladesh and I was born in Sri Lanka, and these are two countries which can do a lot with a bit more support. And there are many countries like that. So my question is, apologies for the long-winded question.
That's totally okay.
The World Federation Neurology took this World Brain Day, which I was fortunate enough to be part of from the very inception onwards, since 2014. And our idea was to raise profile of brain disorders and promote brain health globally. As far as we are concerned, brain health is basically unique and it is universal. It doesn't categorize a particular ethnicity or particular country or particular region. It's universal brain health problems. And I'm glad to say that after 8 years of global advocacy, we are seeing or witnessing an amazing the take up of World Brain Day globally. But now time is for you all. You all are the youngsters. We are basically slowly fading away. How excited you are as a future neuroscientists to see that two massive global organizations such as World Federation Neurology and Multiple Sclerosis International Federation, basically representing almost all countries in the world, to tackle multiple sclerosis, one of the neuroimmunological disorders affecting young people and putting them to disability, to see that they are running this ambitious global agenda to raise awareness and raise profile. How excited are you to see this happening this year, despite the pandemic?
I definitely think that this event that's happening this year for World Brain Day, it is an amazing and splendid event. I think it also serves as an inspiration to the younger generation as well, to be more motivated to work in neuroscience and in any healthcare field in general. I think coming from an immigrant family, as you mentioned, that there are certain challenges associated with that, but coming here also made me realize there's so many opportunities that especially us youngsters can use to give back to our community. So seeing an organization that is so dedicated to advocate about different neurological disorders this year, multiple sclerosis to be specific, and I was even researching on the statistics on the online page of World Federation of Neurology, and I noticed that over 2.3 million people globally are affected by this disorder, and it's not just one specific location. And also the advocacy, which focuses on the fact that healthcare shouldn't just be accessible to first world countries, but also third world countries as well. So the combination of coming from an immigrant family and the combination of the knowledge that I've gained from Bangladesh, but also here in Toronto, I think I definitely understand that this event is very important. It's very important globally. It's important for people who are suffering from MS and who are also people who are the caregivers of patients who are suffering from MS. So I definitely think that this is an amazing event, and I personally am very interested and very keen to be able to contribute to this event as well.
And the other good news is, Anindita, the World Federation Neurology is very keen to report what you all do. Also, you and your colleagues, you are most welcome to visit our World Brain Day web page and then download the toolbox. As you can see, we have created an amazing collection of social media ready posts, and we have given specific instructions which weeks you can use them. They're not casted in stone. You can use them at your wish. If you want to translate them to any other language, whether in Toronto or Bangladesh, feel free to do so. And they're not sort of copyrighted as such. We want people to use them, and we want people to use this as your World Brain Day campaign. And not only that, you are also welcome to report back to us on what you have done. We have several series of publication portfolio. We have 2 neurology journals. We have World Neurology. World Neurology in particular is basically read by almost all neurologists worldwide. They get this free, basically. And interestingly, my academic career began with my first author publication going into World Neurology a few years back. I think about maybe 10 years back or so. And since then, it started to flourish. It's a good sort of journal or good publication to begin your academic career. Or if you already publish, you can still hone your writing skills and publishing skills with them. The World Neurology editor is delighted to accept them, and he will be very supportive of the activities that you all wanted to report. So keep that in mind. Lastly, what are your future plans? What do you expect from the future mentors and organizations such as World Federation Neurology, Multiple Sclerosis International Federation, so on and so forth, for you to be able to learn more and upskill more and help fellow human beings to live with better brain health in a better world. What do you want from us to help your journey to the future?
I think that I have to bring up the key messages that were really portrayed, especially in relation to not just MS, but also a vast range of neurological disorders that the World Federation of Neurology has advocated for. I think the advocacy is something that this organization is already offering. And as you've mentioned, that there are so many platforms that this is being shared across, such as social media. And I think as a younger generation, the social media is one of the major ways that everyone is communicating. I think this is the way the advocacy is reaching us is very, very important. I think another thing is that educating not just patients, but also globally, everyone who is willing to learn about these neurological disorders, because there are so many people that are being affected by this. I think that is, again, one of the very, very important things that I feel that the World Federation of Neurology is doing. So, I think the key message is that healthcare should be equally accessible to everyone, despite the disparities. The disparities should be noted off, and then everyone should come together and work together. I think human connection, human bond is also very important in all of this, because together we can all come from different parts of the world and work towards the betterment of society as a whole. So this organization is definitely probably the perfect organization for that too. So yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I totally and absolutely agree. And I have the good fortune of practicing neurology at this point of time in one of the well-developed the world, or one of the resourceful countries. But despite that, the hospital that I work, or the healthcare service that I work, basically cater for patients representing well over 166 countries. I feel that I work for United Nations every day when I walk up to the hospital. Every clinic that I go to, I learn, not that I learn how to speak or read, but I learn that there's this dialect of this language. There isn't a country that I wouldn't meet on a particular week to show that's the sort of a diverse world that we live in. So the other thing is, despite you have the good fortune of living in resourceful countries, you don't necessarily get things delivered to you in a silver plate. What you come across in Sri Lanka or Bangladesh or Sub-Saharan Africa, you do come across in some of these resourceful countries also. None of us have a finite set of resources to be used. So the maintaining humanity and maintaining human bond and human connections and putting our heads together and being smart about delivering best healthcare with the resources that we have is the way to do this. In fact, the current pandemic, I am very optimistic, despite even today, my city is in a lockdown with the Delta variant being traveling around, and we hope that this would be lifted tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But despite that, what I have seen is the unified, concerted effort of scientific community globally. As you know, I am running these interviews from global connections, from students to really sort of Nobel Prize winning type leaders and key journal editors, vice chancellors, deans, so across the board. And every time when I talk to these people, I realize how passionate these people are and how giving these people are and how many bright ideas that we have globally. So I am eternally optimistic that eventually when we come out of this pandemic, despite the restrictions, despite losing some of the simple pleasures of life, such as having a cup of coffee in a cafe even, has become a luxury now. And I think eventually we would come out of this with more positive, more progressive, more collaborative, more inclusive world. And I am of the firm belief that diversity is a strength. It is not a weakness, and it makes this world a better place and a more human place to live and look after each other's well. So thank you so much for your time, Anindita, and we wish you all the very best. And we look forward to seeing you grow into an amazing neuroscientist in time to come that would solve some problems that we face today. I think the themes that you have selected are very unique, and they are going to be of great use tomorrow. They are already in the great use and need today, but tomorrow it would be more needed. Thank you very much, and we expect
Thank you.
you to support us with our campaign. When I began this campaign, I was initially targeting 1 million social media posts the worldwide. I was asking from folks all over the world. Our brains basically makes us who we are. Without our brains, we are absolutely nothing, whether we like brain health or not. It is what what makes us as unique human beings, for better or worse. Now I have raised the bar to the increase that number to 2.8 million uh, posts, at least to the match the number of multiple sclerosis patients worldwide. So what I'm asking is that just use your Facebook page or Twitter page or LinkedIn
Yes, for
account.
sure.
Just post something saying that you care for brain, you support brain health, you support World Brain Day, even if you don't download our toolkits. If we get 2.8 million posts, because each one of us has at least few hundred so-called friends in our social media network.
Yes.
They are sort of a unique friends. They are not the friends that you have coffee with or tea with, or play football with, or play cricket with, or walk your dogs with, but still they are social media friends. And the
For
impact
sure.
of this then 2.8 multiplied by 100, and it's very easy for us to break our last year's record and surpass 100 million. And by the time you all lead this world, we would have half of the world with full of wisdom and better humanity. And that would be a wonderful world to live in. We probably would not be living
Yes,
by that time, but it would be a perfect world or near perfect world at that time. So help us to get surpassed
for
this
sure.
2.8 million with the idea of passing 100 million. I think it is important that we raise the profile of brain disorders and brain health. And brain health, mental health are uniquely important for every other thing, and that's a basic human right. It's not a luxury
Yeah.
or sort of a the some sort of a gift. It's a basic human right, and we should work hard to achieve that. So your support is tremendously appreciated, and we look forward to reading what you are going to publish in World Neurology later on also.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Professor Tissa, for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for giving us your time and talking to us so candidly. Take care, and we wish you all the very best.